Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today's going to be quite a long video. It's going to be quite an intensive video, to be fair. Quick story, background. Bought this bike, 3,000 miles on the clock. The person I bought it off said they put a new piston in and had the barrel Nicosol coated. Straight from the beginning, I did a compression test after I owned it about 2 days. And it was quite low. It was only about between 100, 105, 110, I think, when I warmed it up. Now, to me, that's really low. I thought it was because it was a brand new piston. I thought I'll give it a chance. Maybe the rings need to bed in and that. But over time, it just, I don't know, the top end seemed to be a bit rattly. And it kept running lean, and it just wasn't, it used to go well. It used to, it had a lot of power, and it used to start off the button every time. But there was just something wrong, and I kept looking at other problems. I looked at the crank seals, that they was fine. I kept messing with the carbs. I kept rejetting it. I know the exhaust leaks slightly, which I will be doing that on the second video. But anyway, on the way home from work last night, started on the button. I went to Screwfix, got some bits and bobs, came back out, went to start it. It wouldn't start. Took a long time for it to start. So it had that hot start problem. So anyway, eventually got it started. Got about a mile down the road, and all of a sudden there was a funny sound from the top end. Made it home. And then now, I'll show you now actually. I'll put the key in, I'll start it, and then when you try and put any throttle on it, it'll just cut out. Now, it never used to do that. So I'm thinking there's something wrong with the top end. So this video is going to be, that's what it's going to be doing. I'm going to be ripping the top end apart. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I've actually got a Mitaka 140 barrel and piston on order. Should come maybe tomorrow. So this is what this is. Get it apart, ready for that one to come. So that'll be the second video, putting it all back together again. But this video is just to sort of like do a bit of fault finding to see actually what is the problem. Check the conrod as well while I'm here. Make sure there's no up and down play in the bearings. I'll just quickly show you what it does. So it's a bit cold this morning. Another thing I'm going to be doing as well, I'm going to be testing the thermostat. I'm going to get some water, take the thermostat off, put it in, see what it reads, and then I've got a calibrated temperature gauge, so then I'll check it against it. I mean, look at that, it's saying 33 degrees, and there's no way it's 33 degrees out here. It's absolutely freezing. Anyway, this is what it does. It might need a little bit of choke just to start it this morning. That's insane, because that's working like okay now. But yesterday, what was happening when I started it, it would start easy, but then as soon as I gave it any revs, it would just cut out. That's a bit strange. But anyway, I want to carry on doing what I'm doing, because there is definitely something wrong with it. And I mean, worst case scenario, if there isn't anything wrong with it, at least I've got a spare barrel. Because I could just have bought a piston for the barrel, but the problem is I don't know what size barrel's in there. When you get an A, B, there, I mean, there's only like slight differences in the bore, but I'm not 100% sure what's on there, and then I'd rather get the proper one for it. Right then, so first thing I want to do is get the tank off, so we can start delving into the engine. Right then, thank you. Right, so the first thing we're going to do, I want to be quite thorough with stuff. So, lift your tank up. You need a 22mm socket to get your spark plug out. But then I'm going to do a quick compression test to just show you what I'm getting. So we can see a before and after sort of thing. So, try to put this somewhere where it's... I'll just put it there. So the way you do this is you put your compression tester on there. This is the kit. It's just one of them cheap eBay ones. It does work. To give you a comparison, when I had my RS125, I used to get about 210 PSI on that. So, turn your ignition on. You have to hold the throttle wide open and then just hit the start button. That was enough. So as you can see, again about 100 and what was that? I don't know, about 105, 110. So that's really rubbish. So yeah, there's definitely something wrong. So that was the first part, and then to lose the pressure rate, you just press that button there. So next part, I'm going to take the battery off, get all the battery component out, so that it frees up the front end, so I can start working on that. And then I'm going to take the carburetor off. I'm just going to hang it over the side. Actually, no, I'm going to take the fuel tank off first. Fuel tank off, carburetor off, and battery out. Right. Alright, let's try and keep with this. So, undone the Jubilee clip on the manifold, took the carburetor off, disconnect the fuel pipe. On mine, it's quite hard to get it off the actual carburetor. So I've took it off from underneath here. So then you need two 10mm spanners. Undo this bolt here, pull the bolt out, take the tank off, and then what you want to do is put the bolt back in so you don't lose it, you know, when you're messing around. So let's get this tank off. Right, I forgot to add as well, make sure you turn your fuel off, because when you take that pipe off, it's just going to absolutely pour everywhere. I was going to test the you know, thermostat, but I'm going to do that when I put the new engine back in, when I put the new barrel back in. So next part is disconnect your battery. So what you want to do is take your neutral off first, take your live off after, and then it's an 8mm there, and there's an 8mm inside. So let's get that done. I think this is a 5mm Allen key. Right, okay, it was a 4mm Allen key to get that out. While the battery's out, you might as well stick it on charge. So, yeah, on to the next bit. Oh, geez, it started snowing, so I think I'll just have a quick breather. But battery's out. Next part is, there's a nut there, I'm going to take that out so I can pop all this off. And it'll give you access then to the power valve and the exhaust. Now I'm going to be draining the fluid, the radiator fluid. I'm not 100% sure how we do this. I don't know if I did say this at the beginning of the video as well, like there's a lot of people that comment on this channel saying you know, there's not professional, or you know, it looks like you don't know what you're doing, but that is actually the key of this channel. Is I'm not a mechanic, I'm an electrician. So yeah, you know, that's what this channel's about. It's about people like normal people, just average Joes trying to fix their bikes, you know, without going to the garage and getting robbed. I mean, some garages charge, was it £90 an hour for labour? Oh, that's ridiculous. Anyway, let this weather die down a bit, and then we're back. Shut the shed, I think. All right, in a bit. Okay, next stage. It's absolutely freezing today. I took the underneath like belly pan off. It's over there. Give me a good chance to give that a good clean before I put it back on. So I'm going to drain the coolant now. So I've took the lid off this, and then the bolt. It's by the oil pump. Zoom out. It's by the oil pump, and then inside there. Yeah, see it there. So I'm just going to undo that, drain it off. Right, so now we've got the coolant out, I'm going to start taking, firstly I'm going to take the power valve off, so it's those two nuts there, and then I'm going to take the springs off the exhaust. So let's get the socket on them and get them springs off. To get them springs off though, you're going to probably need one of these, so it hooks onto the spring and then you pull it, because them springs can be really, really tight. So, yep, let's get them off and carry on. Right, it's got the exhaust off. That's definitely going to need cleaning up. How much oil was leaking out of there? So, we're getting to the stage now where I want to take the head off. So, we get a socket on them, crack them off. I'm going to take this pipe off. I'm just going to leave this here. So, we'll take the clamp off and then take them 4 bolts out. We're getting closer now, so you use a 10mm to take the head off, and then this part you need a 13mm. There's a rubber seal there, but I'm going to be getting new seals anyway. Right, fast forward to the next day. Looks like the weather's a bit better. There's 4 bolts at the bottom, at the base. We'll just clean that cap off. So yeah, there's 4 bolts. They're actually 11mm. I say bolts, they're nuts. So that's undone now. So let's attempt to pull the cylinder up. Oh no, sorry. Need to undo these this bolt that goes through the top. So get that out next, and then I'm going to pull the cylinder off. Right, final bit. Cylinder's coming off now. One bit that I've not seen on other videos that they don't mention, there's a cross member across that. If you're taking the cylinder out inside the bike, that has to come off, as you can't get the cylinder off. Right then. So that's the cylinder. I don't like the look of this this head gasket. Considering this was a new rebuild, that looks quite narrow. A little bit of wearing in there. Nothing to write home about. Anyway, I'm going to call an end on this video now. So that was like stripping it apart, so because it's getting quite long. The second video will be me putting the new top end on. So I'll put the new top end on, put it through 2 heat cycles, and then I'll do a compression test and see if we get any better than the 100 that I was getting before. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until part 2. Bye.